Hello, hello, everybody. Thank you, Chups and the boys. Thank you, Oliver Bet. Sorry, I keep getting your name wrong, but I'll call you Kebik, okay? Sorry, I keep getting your name wrong. I will get it right one time. I swear, I promise you, I will get it right. I will get it right. But thank you both for being here. So I decided to start the live a little bit early. It was officially scheduled for 9, but I see that there's somebody else that I respect that's also going to be starting at 9. So I want to make sure to get my live done before they start theirs. So tonight I'm going to be talking about a Canadian artist by the name of Edmund Alleyn. So after this little quick commercial break, we'll get into the topic of the night. So hold on a second. Let me press the right buttons at the right time and we'll get into it. So hopefully you guys are doing well tonight. I hope both of you are great and fantastic. I hope. Let me know how you guys are doing. Just stop the music for a second here and then we're going to get into it. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, Kavik. Thank you for being here, and thank you both for being here tonight. I hope both of you are doing great. So let's get the music back going. That's a feature I do enjoy about StreamYard is the music in the background. It's always enjoyable to have. So that's what we're gonna have tonight. A little bit of music while I sit here and talk. Like I said, tonight we're gonna talk about a Canadian artist by the name of Edmund Allen. I'm going to talk in particular about an exhibit that he did at the MAC, which is the French abbreviation for Musée d'Art Contemporain, or in English, it would be the Montreal Contemporary Museum. Okay, so basically, it's a museum in Montreal that obviously focuses on contemporary art. So basically, artists that create works, let's say from the 1930s, give or take, plus or minus, give or take, until modern times, essentially. Okay, so obviously it's fairly loosey goosey as to what is considered as contemporary art, and it is different from modern art. Okay, modern art is more something in the 1800s, early 1900s, and then contemporary art is really what took its place essentially, right? But you'll still find modern art a lot in museums in particular and art shows. And you'll of course have classic art, which is like anything before the 1800s essentially. That it will vary from style to style, area to area, and of course country, religion, all that will factor in. It's exactly what is considered as classic, contemporary, or modern art. So, without any further ado, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna introduce you guys a little bit to Edmund Allen. The first thing, of course, for all of you guys that are my regulars, you know I love myself some Wikipedia. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys his Wikipedia page. I'm just gonna do one little thing here though. Just give me a second. Hopefully, you guys will find this interesting. Just change this up here, guys. It won't be much longer. Just want to make sure I get something involved here. There we are. All right. So I got what else I needed in here. There we go. Okay. Sorry. Thank you for that little digression. I just have to get something set up. All right. So, oh, hello, Ice Ice, not baby. How are you guys doing? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and share the Wikipedia page on Edmund Alleyn. So again, he's a Canadian artist, and since I am Canadian myself, of course, I try to talk about local artists or Canadian artists in general. Really try to put the focus on us. Hopefully, you guys find this interesting. But by all means, if you guys have other artists or other people that you would want me to talk about, or you would think maybe I might be interested in, that's absolutely fine as well. I'm open to suggestions, guys. I will be showing some of the photos I took at the exhibit that he did at the Montreal Museum of Contemporary Art. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen for at least his Wikipedia page. So let's get into that right now. Where is it? Okay, here it is. So we'll do that now. So I'm going to scroll back up. So this handsome fellow is Edmund Alleyn himself. As you can see, he was born on the 9th of June in 1931 and unfortunately passed away on December 24th, 2004. He was basically born in Quebec City and passed away in Montreal. So he's a good old Canadian boy, as they say. So as you can see with Wikipedia, it indicates that he had a career using many different styles. He explored different, different types, narration, different types of media, etc. So he's very eclectic as far as his artwork is concerned. So he's like Picasso kind of thing, and that's what you'll find a lot in common with a lot of the modern artists, right? They're not just painters, they're not just sculptors or just musicians or just singers, right, or vocalists. They do a little bit of everything, right? And they try to get their hands in different mediums, different materials. Yes, some of them will, stick to one thing, but overall, most of them will try to do different things. They'll try to change things up in some way, shape, or form. So he was, like I said, born in Quebec City. He studied with other well-known artists like Jean-Paul Lemieux and Jean Dallaire as well. He, of course, won, as you can see here, the Grand Prix au concours artistique de la province du Québec, which is basically, high honor for artists in the province. And he also got a grant from the Royal Society of Canada as well. Now, obviously, I'm not going to read all of this. If you guys really want to read the whole thing on your own, you're more than welcome to. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it in the chat for anybody who wants to read more about Edmund Alleyn on your own. Okay, so obviously, thank you, Cabot, for still being here with me. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. So that's the link to learn more and to read the Wikipedia page to learn more about Edmund Allen. Like I said, I won't go into all of this. I mean, it's here for you guys to read, and obviously Wikipedia is a free resource, so you don't have to worry about paying for this. So of course, some of his exhibits is the Introscape, sorry, one at the Modern Art Museum in Paris. Indigo as well, the Horizons of Expectation at the Musée d'Art de Joliette and the National Museum of Quebec, and then this one. But we also have other artwork and exhibits from him as well. And here's some of the awards that he's won, particularly in the 1950s and 60s. All right, so like I said, I'm not going to read the whole thing. You guys have the link, so you guys are more than welcome to read this on your own and learn more about it, right? So we are going to also take a quick look at his official website as well to see some of the more recent pieces that he's done, right? Or well, recent. I mean, he did pass away a few years ago, but the more recent ones that we can potentially find of him. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen again and then show his official website as well. And again, all this is on the internet, it's free, and you guys are more than welcome to check out these websites and so forth all on your own at your own pace. So you don't have to worry, guys. It's all in the chat. You can click the link at any time. And obviously, do try to spend a few minutes with me, guys, okay? Um, so I'm just trying to find the link. Okay, okay, that's the one. All right, so I just have to find the right tab. That one. Okay, there we are. Okay, sorry, it just took me a moment to find the right tab. So this is obviously his website. So again, I'm going to share that as well. So if you guys want to check out his official website, that's absolutely fine. Obviously, I'm showing it to you guys. So if you guys want to stay here with me for a moment, that's absolutely much appreciated. So this is the, excuse me. So that second link is for his official website. So what we're looking at right now, okay? So we are going to go through it together a little bit here, guys. So don't worry, I haven't abandoned you. So these are, of course, a couple of his works that we see here, um, and another one here. All right, so this kind of gives you guys an idea as to what exactly he does. So really, this is, and this is one we're going to see a little bit in one of my photos. So this is something that is often very typical of contemporary artists, right? Things that, you'll take things like this, which is a desk. It seems, regular items, but then you have this little monkey in the middle, and or this is obviously a parrot, but it's done in such a simplistic way that you're like, wait a minute, there's something wrong with this, right? So it's taken the normal, the everyday, but presented it in such a way that you're like, it takes you're taken aback by it, right? This is not it's everyday, but not the everyday life at the same time. It's definitely very different, very unusual. There's something very unsettling about this kind of art that he does, right? Because you have the art until the 1800s, give or take, right, is very hyper realistic, right? What you see in the painting is what you would see in real life, generally speaking. So if somebody is overweight, they're going to paint the person overweight, right? If they have a crooked nose, you're going to paint them with a crooked nose. Here, it's not so much finding the details and really representing the monkey exactly as it is with every single detail. You get the sense here that it's a monkey, right? But you're not seeing the right color, you're not seeing the fur, you know what I mean? You're not seeing the thumb, right? So you don't see all of the details. It's very simple, but you get the idea that, oh yes, this is a monkey, this is a parakeet, all of that, right? So that's that for his some of his work. So we're just gonna go into this one here, just to give you guys a little bit more idea of what he works. So as you can see, this is a little bit more as to what he does. So this goes into that whole idea. Hello, hello, Lashes Journey. How are you? Glad to see you here tonight. I hope you're doing very well. How's the kids? I know you guys were sick a little bit. I hope you're feeling better tonight. Thank you again for being here. So as you can see, as I was saying with Edmund Alleyn, this is an artist that does a lot of different mediums. So what we saw earlier was paintings, but as you can see here, converted a baby stroller into this contraption. It's called Le Musée d'Hiver, so the Winter Museum, right? So obviously, like I said, he's taken very normal day-to-day items or things that you would expect to see in a home or around the home and transform them into something different, right? Something slightly abnormal. And this is another one here where it, seems to be a fireplace or door, but then you have this weird, what would be maybe snow or something surrounding it. And it's like, wait a minute, this is not, this is not something you should find in your home. So but yet what is it, right? It's not something overtly way wrong and way off, but just wrong enough that it's unsettling and very different. Um, I'm not too sure what to feel about this. Overall, I love contemporary art, but with Edmund Allen personally, this is the kind of work that for me is just unsettling enough, just different enough where it really makes me more uneasy. It's not something like sometimes when you see a car accident, you want to slow down and stop and watch what's happening, right? You have a curious, morbid curiosity, right? So there's something about that event that attracts you to stop and. But here, I don't have that same sense of, yeah, this is different, this is ugly, this is whatever, this is something negative in some way, but I'm somehow still attracted to it. I still want to sit here and look at it. I don't have that feeling. Yet I still am compelled to some degree to watch it, but not necessarily let's contemplate this. Hello, hello, Diane. How are you, Sissy? How are you? I'm so glad to see you. I hope Lulu is treating you good. Lulu has been treating me okay. Lulu's been giving me my numbers now finally. But yeah, no, I'm glad to see you here. Thank you, Sissy, for being here. My pleasure to have you here, and I hope you're enjoying the show tonight. So, just to let you and Lashes know, I'm talking about a Canadian artist by the name of Edmund Allen. Hey, Ruth, how are you? Thank you. I think this is the first time Is it the first time I'm seeing you here? I think this is the first time I'm seeing you here. But either way, whether it's your first time, your 10th time, your millionth time, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're doing well as well, Diane. And like I was saying, I'm talking about a Canadian artist named Edmund Allen. What you're seeing on screen now is some of his works that he's done over the years. Okay, now I did briefly talk about the artist himself. I won't go through that again, but I mean, it's nothing, really big. I did post a link to the Wikipedia page about him. What I'll do is I'll put his the Wikipedia page. I'll pin it now. So for those of you who want to go back and find out more about him, you can go to the pin. 2 a.m. My goodness. Thank you, Ruth. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for stopping by and catching up with me. So yeah, definitely get back to bed if you need to. Don't worry. You can catch this on the replay tomorrow. Don't worry. I do that too sometimes where it's like, okay, I have to go to the bathroom or something. Don't tell nobody. So don't worry. I don't. If you need to go back to bed and sleep, don't worry about it. Uh, Big shout out to you and thumbs up to you and thank you for spending even just a minute with me. Good job, Ruth. I appreciate you very much. Thank you so much for spending any amount of time with me. So go to sleep, have a good night, and don't let the bed bugs bite. Alrighty, so yeah, this is as you can see, his official website and some of the works that he has. And again, I put the link in the chat, so for those of you who are interested and want to see some more of his works, you're more than welcome to check out the link and check out his website. Thank you, Ruth, for the thumbs up. Now, of course, that brings me to like a whole, idea of, quick aside here. Engagement is important, guys. So whether it's my own live or somebody else's, or even your own, don't be afraid to thumb up your own live, right? Because we tend to forget that YouTube doesn't display whether you liked your own video or not, right? For YouTube, all it is one more like, one more like. So guys, that's my pro tip to you guys. When you guys go on your own premiere or your own live or even your own video, your own shorts, don't be afraid to like it yourself, right? Don't be afraid to pin a comment and have it as a question. An idea that was proposed by another YouTube content creator by Moments with Diva, great content creator. She is on a little bit of a break right now, but definitely go check her out, guys, if and when you guys can. But yeah, there's all these little things, guys, that you can do to promote yourself, to get that engagement up, because that's what's going to get your numbers up and people coming to your channel. If YouTube sees that people are engaged, they're talking, they're sharing your videos and all of that, they will come and say, hey, you know what? You're worth the time and effort to promote you. All right. So that's just a little aside, a little pro tip to you guys. Okay. So we're going to continue with our conversation about Edmund Allen. So I'm going to talk now, show you guys some of the photos I took at, like I said, the exhibit of the Montreal Contemporary Art Museum. It's simply called Collection. So every once in a while, the Contemporary Art Museum of Montreal has just a series of um, random exhibits or pieces that they want to show that are not necessarily part of their it might be like an in between between two or three major exhibits that they want, so they just need to have something to keep people coming, but not necessarily the main dish basically. But actually I think this one no, sorry, this one actually does have a title. It's called Dans mon atelier je suis plusieurs, which is French for in my workshop I am many. So to sort of speak how a lot of his work really is there to speak about his experience as a Quebecer, as somebody from Quebec City. And it's important for you guys to know that there's Quebec, the province, and then Quebec, the city. Okay, so he's from Quebec, the city, which is obviously in the province of Quebec. So for a lot of artists in the 1900s, the 1950s, and so forth, whether they were born in that time period or a little bit later, it was really a question of what is what does it mean to be a Quebecer, right? What does it mean to be French in Canada or French speaking in Canada, right? There's a lot of discussions about identity and culture. For those of you who don't know, Quebec considers itself as what it calls a distinct society or distinct culture. Uh, for the vast majority of Montreal, sorry, of Canada, I should say, sorry about that. Canada is largely Protestant and English speaking. Quebec generally tends to be French speaking and Catholic. So, of course, especially when there was a war between the French and the British, that caused a lot of conflict between Quebec and the rest of Canada. And even today, there's still some of that resentment and some of that anxiety and conflict going on. Especially here in Quebec, there are a lot of laws to protect the Quebec culture to ensure that the next generation is learning French and learning the French side of the Quebec culture and so forth. So for a lot of the artists, like I said, in the 1900s to the 1950s and 60s, a lot of it was that sort of cultural identity, right? What does it mean to be Quebec? And because, like a lot of societies in that time period, it was trying to also detach itself from the very strict Catholic Church, right? Where you had to be married, you had to have so many kids and so forth, right? You had the Révolution Tranquille or the Quiet Revolution back in the 30s and 40s, right? Which really pushed for the government to be much more, not necessarily atheist, but to detach the church from the government and really to make it two distinct parts, and really not have the church be government governing the people, right? That we, the people, are the government, right? We're the ones that decide what's right for us, what law should be there, what law shouldn't be there, etc. We're the ones, both men and women, should be voting and saying, you know what, we don't want this person in power, we don't want that person. It shouldn't be the church telling us how to govern ourselves, right? So, and plus, there was quite a few controversies with the church as well, which is, of course, nothing new. The church tends to get in a lot of trouble itself as well. But that's another topic for another day. So I'm going to show you guys some of the photos that I took, which is why I'm not going to be worried about copyright. This is something that I took at a museum where you can take photos, and that's really what's fun when you guys do go to museums. I don't know if you guys go to museums or not, but if you do, ask if you can take photos. You know, it's not only great memories for you guys, but it's something that, like you can see here with my video, it can become something that is a topic for a YouTube video, right? So for those of you, I know a couple of you are in the Philippines. I honestly don't know many Filipino artists, and I certainly would like to learn more. So I don't know if you guys have a free museum day or something. It'd be fun if you guys said, "Hey, yeah, you know what? Let's go to the museum and show She Stole My Thunder, these great Filipino artists." And I'm sure there's plenty of wonderful Filipino artists, right? Or if you know you're like Lasha Journey or somebody else, and you're from Jamaica or you live in the U.S. or what have you, don't be afraid to say, "Hey, check out this artist" and all that, right? Because even though, like I said before, I'm out here supporting first and foremost Canadian artists, I would love to be able to learn more about artists from around the world as well, either by watching one of your videos or by you guys tell me, "Hey, there's this Canadian artist or Filipino artist or Jamaican artist or whatever the case might be," right? So, anyways, we're gonna get back into it. So, I'm gonna show you guys three or four photos that I took at the exhibit. Again, this is something that was at the Contemporary Museum of Montreal. So, we're gonna check out this one first and foremost. So this is the painting itself. We're not really painting. It's painting and other stuff. I guess I don't know what the right technical term for this, but we're also going to zoom in a little bit here. All right, so you guys can get a nice close look. And as you can see, like I said before, he's using different mediums together, different materials, right? He's not just a painter or just a sculptor. So let's get into the details for this here. So this is called a brave headdress, okay, from 1964, and it's obviously oil on canvas, but you can tell that there was other stuff built. Now, obviously, until fairly recently, a headdress is what you would see the Native Americans or Indians, as I think some Americans call them, wear. So those like feather hats kind of thing that the many Indians or Native Americans, I should say, are known to have wore, or that's what's in popular culture. Sorry, my tongue does not want to cooperate with me today. But obviously, here in Canada, I can't speak for obviously what's going on in other cultures. It's now basically would be considered very offensive sort of like use Native American culture or cultural dresses, right? Or how they would, if I, as a black woman, dressed up as a Native American person for Halloween, that would be considered very offensive. Just like it would be considered offensive if somebody wore blackface during Halloween, right? There's plenty of costumes from other, superheroes or something. We don't need to, dress up like an Indian or dress up like a black person in order to participate in Halloween. And I say all this because obviously he's titling it with something that refers to, Native American culture. And you can kind of tell as well that that is, even though that's the imagery he's going with this painting, um, today for an artist to do this might get him into a lot of hot water, right? It's not necessarily something that you would see an artist do these days. Especially he is not Native American, neither in totality nor in part. He's very much, I think it's, in the Wikipedia it says that he's like basically Irish essentially, right? So he doesn't really have any kind of Native American heritage where he says, I'm trying to represent my culture, my ethnicity here, right? So it kind of feels like a little bit, stolen from another country, another culture, right? So that's that one. I'm just gonna go ahead and share another one here with you guys. So we have this one here. So I'm gonna give you guys a moment to look at it a little bit, and then I'm gonna zoom in. Also, again, as you can see here, I'm gonna get something to drink as well here. All right, so we're gonna zoom in. And then we're going to go back down to the details here. Oops, a little too far down. And this one is called Lantern Celebrations with the Sioux, a peaceful people. So again, he here refers a lot, excuse me, a lot to the Native American people because the Sioux is, and I'm probably not pronouncing that word properly. They are a Native American tribe as well. So as you can see, he does refer a lot to Native American culture because for a lot of time, uh, you know, the French were also associated with a lot of Native American tribes, right? They went into battle with them, against them, etc. And like I said, a lot of what was considered a Native American thing to do was taken and rebranded and became something that the Canadians quote unquote did, right? Take smoking cigarettes. This is something that, of course, is inspired by the Native Americans themselves, right? It was something that was very much something that they did, and of course, when the French and the British, etc., came over and colonized, they saw the Native Americans do this, and they kind of took that over and took it for themselves, essentially. Okay, so we're going to go to the last item that I'm going to share, and it's in two parts by intention because it's one of those where it's really involved here, and it's something that's both a painting and a sculpture, and he's divided in such a way where I think it's really well done, and it's a piece that I actually do like of his. But I'll show you guys now. Not that one. Yeah, that one. So as you can see, we have this piece here, and as you can kind of tell right here, just under the moon, right? There's this little metal piece. The three people, that's essentially a sculpture, essentially, right? I'm using the word sculpture in a very loose fashion and loose way to refer to the term, right? But basically, it's I don't know if it's I don't know if painting on a plastic board would really be the right term, but basically, the people is one piece, and then you have the painting behind, which is a second piece. So it's two separate pieces that Edmund Allen has put together to make it look like it's one thing, when in reality it's two separate things, right? So this is what's called. I'm gonna sorry. There we go. Oop, oop, a little too close together. So this is called the Mondrian sunset. Okay, so it's really two pieces that are put together, and as you can see here, it's little bit of an explanation, okay, of the work itself. So I'm going to show you guys the painted part, so that part that was in the back of it. So as you can see, this is the painting itself that's behind. So as you can see, it really is two separate pieces, right? So you have the three people that are on that plastic in front, and then you have this painting that's behind it. Okay, so that's pretty much what I want to say about Edmund Alleyn. I don't know if you guys have questions or anything, but let me know, guys, if there's anything you want to know about this particular artist. But if there's nothing, actually, I forgot. I'm going to show you guys. Actually, there is another piece. I'm going to show you guys another piece. It's really pretty interesting. It's something that at one point you could actually go into it, and there were, a little bit. It was semi-functional, but I'll show you guys. So where did it go? Did I close it? No. Okay, good. So this is the intro Okay, so you can't really see it very well on this particular image. Okay, but I'm going to show you a little quick, it's like a 30-second, 1-minute video of it being put together at the Montreal Contemporary Art Museum. So if you don't see that video, it's because I had to remove it for a copyright claim. So what I'm going to do afterwards is, of course, I will link the video to it. I'll put it in the description. So if you guys want to see it in full, don't hesitate to click in the link in the description. So it's not in the description right now, but I will put it later on, either later on tonight or tomorrow. All right, so I'm gonna just grab that video and show you guys. It's like a minute or something. Hello, Dayang again. How are you? I hope you're still doing well. So let me just grab that video. Oh no, that's not the right one. Not the right one. Oh, no. Okay, where did it go? Hello, you can't fool Pops. Thank you for being here. So I'm just trying to, oh, there it is. Okay, that's the video I want to show you guys. Actually, hold on a second. I'm just going to actually get to it. Salute. Yes, for sure. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, you can't fool Pops. Where did that video go to? Why is it being difficult with me? Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find. Oh, there it is. Okay. There we are. Give me a second, guys. I'm just trying to, because it seems to be quote unquote loading. Okay, there we are. Pause it. Of course, it's going to be difficult with me here. Sorry, guys. There we are. Okay. So I'm just going to get it to the beginning. And then I'm going to. Okay. YouTube is being difficult with me here, guys. Sorry. Okay. So I'm just going to put the music on pause for a second here. So that way you guys can hear it. And again, guys, if you're watching this on the replay and there's no video, I intentionally took it out because of copyright claims. So although copyright claims right now don't mess me up, but later on I do want to be monetized eventually. Doesn't have to happen tomorrow, but I would like to be monetized, and apparently copyright claims do impede that. So I do want to keep that down to a minimum and eventually down to 0. I'm just going to stop the music and then get to that video right now. So thank you guys for their patience during my struggle streaming here. So let's get to that little, and it's like a minute video. It's a really quick little video, but it's to show you how that little capsule thing that I showed you. It wasn't the best photo, I admit, but you'll see it how it was put together. And I always like seeing videos like that of how the museum staff install or uninstall artwork at their exhibits. So let's take, as you can see, 48 seconds to watch this. But yeah, that's it. That's all for that little quick, like I said, a quick little video about how that was put together. So as you can see in that video, it's a full little capsule that you could get into, and it kind of feels and looks like the kind of capsule that you would get. In the 1960s, 70s, kind of their future sci-fi going into space movie, that kind of look, that kind of capsule idea, right? So, what would the future be like if you were living in the 1960s? That kind of concept, right? So that's really interesting. I found it was enjoyable to have that. So that's it for me tonight, guys. My nice 45 minutes or so, give or take. So thank you everybody for being here with me tonight. I hope you guys found that interesting. If you guys have, like I said, suggestions of artists that you guys enjoy and want me to talk about it or show, let me know, guys. I'm open for suggestion either in the chat, in the comments, if you're watching this on replay. I do have an email that you can send and say, hey, look, what about this? What about that? Now, of course, I'm not going to take anything and everything. There are some things, some suggestions that I might say no to, but you're always more than welcome to suggest at the very least, right? I definitely am open to suggestions. So, on that note, I'm going to wish you guys a great and fantastic night. And thank you for being here, guys. Whether it's 2 o'clock in the morning for you, I know Ruth had said it was 2 a.m. for her. So thank you very much for that support. I know some of you are obviously in different time zones than me and are still taking the time to spend a few minutes with me, listening to me rambling about anything and everything. And I definitely appreciate that, guys. So have a great one, guys, and I hope to catch you guys in either one of your lives or in these YouTube streets around town. So have a great night, guys. Love ya.